whether that's in the media, whether that's in a lot of platforms, like people tend to speak on our behalf. So to me, I think it's very, very important for us to have a discussion, a kind of one-on-one, an in-depth conversation with each other, so that we can start finding the solutions to our problems, because we are the ones to find solutions. Yeah, nobody's coming to save us. So it's very, very important we start creating these platforms so that we can discuss matters that concerns us, especially us as women in the diaspora. The worst feeling to have is that feeling of being stuck, right? So many of us, we feel stuck, and that's where we want to come out of, so that we can start being productive and we can start doing exciting things. So yeah, so welcome. My name is Gladys and I'm the host of Diaspora Daughters podcast. The podcast is going to officially start in January. So we're going to record it properly and everything. At the moment, we're just coming live to raise awareness about the platform. Make sure you hop on, make sure you contribute, give us feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, the kind of stories you would like to hear. But mostly this is going to be a Pan-African podcast, our platform, where we're going to discuss issues to do with us as a people from Africa. And I know that, even people from the Caribbean, originally they're African. So I think it's accurate for me to say us as Africans, because most of us Black people, yes, there's Black people that are, from other part of the world, but mostly it's Africa. So as an African woman and from Kenya, that's what I will be focusing more on. Okay, so let's get on. So today I'm joined by Mukami. Mukami, I'll let you introduce yourself. This is how powerful these platforms are, just coming into contact with people like Mukami, who is an alchemist and free spirit and regenerative leadership consultant.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Gladys, and thank you everyone for joining. So yes, my name is Mukami. I am is my essence. And I'm so happy to connect with such beautiful souls like you who are on this path of understanding who we are beyond everything else that we are. And like Gladys said, we are in a time where we'll be sharing more and more. If you like, you can also check out on my platform. It's just Mukami. And we share more about ourselves and the journey we are on, and especially the journey of remembering or remembrance, remembering who we are, remembering our ancient wisdom, remembering that the home is always within. So you're welcome.
Yes. So 1 second, guys. Just turn up the phone. So yeah. So let's get on with the interview. So I would just like you to kind of just describe yourself. Who are you, right? Because that's the kind of the topic, right? What would you describe yourself as? Beyond the titles and the roles, obviously, that we give ourselves.
Sure. I'll describe myself as a vessel of remembrance. I remember who I am, and when I remember, I help others to remember. The curve, or the sound of awakening is deep in my bones. So I express myself not just to show up or to get followers, but to give birth to what that needs to be born from me. Yes. So I am is my essence.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so you call yourself a free spirit. What does that mean? Because not everybody kind of understand when you say, "Oh, I'm just a free spirit." What does that mean?
Being a free spirit to me, which I am, to me means walking with intention. Before every word comes out of my mouth every morning, has the morning or the day touched me, touched my skin, touched my eyes, touched my essence? Have I connected with the divine within me so that everything I share throughout that day comes from a place of abundance, comes from a place of love? I am a giver, and what I give is love. I'm a heart-centered person. So what I give is what is within me. So being free spirit means that I wake up connected. I walk attuned and centered and grounded to who I am. I create not just for applause. I create to give birth to what needs to be born within me.
I love that. Yeah. I really love that because so many people are lost, right? And I think that's what we are trying to communicate, that we were once there, right? We were once lost and kind of feeling like all over the place. But when you're centered, right, it's such an amazing feeling because you become so productive. You become passionate about life. Yeah, it's a wonderful place to be. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that journey with us. Yeah. So the other question I would like to ask, obviously, I would like you to kind of like, if you're happy to share about your journey when you're in Canada, right? Or maybe tell them about you, whether you've always been in Kenya or you've traveled or what. I think so that people can get where you're coming from.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you. I think my journey has been the wildest. I know there are other people who have embraced the wildest journey, although the wildest journey has been the journey within, which has been a beautiful, amazing journey. But I'm currently in Kenya, but I've lived in Canada, I've lived in US, maybe for about 4 years. And for me, my journey was breathtaking because it's also the journey that called me to begin finding the home within me. Because in my traveling or in my living with people who are not my skin color, who are not my culture, and in the essence that I was going abroad to look for greener pastures, something caught my attention. Wait a moment. What is exactly the green pastures? What am I looking for? Don't I think I was happier home than I'm happy here? And I think the culture shock caught me, and the what I had in mind when I was going abroad was like twisted around, because I was used to living in Kenya in big spaces, in land. I used to have free time. But now I'm in a country where I have to live in very tiny spaces, and I have to be alone most of the times because of the nature of the work, and also the way the system is set up. And also everything felt different.
Yeah.
And I remember looking for people who look like me from the skin of the color, and it was almost hard to find them. But when I did, our connections felt great, but it didn't feel like home.
Exactly.
I remember meeting, as a student, in a class of 35 students who were from different nationalities and being so excited, but also learning that they also feel lost.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I started asking, or questions started popping from within me. Where is home and what is home? And that is for me when the journey began. And I can clearly tell it wasn't an easy journey, because being alone, I had left my children behind. It was sort of a lonely journey.
Yeah.
But it was a journey also that gave me a chance to look within. And that for me was the most beautiful chance in my life.
Amazing.
To be able to look within, to be able to find how to cope. And in there, I think I found my light that became my guidance.
Would I be right to say that you felt like part of you was like forgotten, like,
Oh, yes,
and,
a
and,
lot
and,
of.
and ignored as well?
Oh, yes, oh, yes. I felt lost. I felt broken. I felt alone. And I felt like the world has come to an end. I mean, I wasn't used to a life where I am not with the community, because in Kenya we are used to be with people. We go to our up country, we have fun, but here everybody is busy, and it's a system that calls you. You either have two jobs, or you are either always busy, but and when you have time, other people may not have time.
Yeah.
So I felt, and also I was on transition on my personal life. I was navigating through different circumstances. One of it being that I had left my children home, and it was difficult for me. It was not easy for me. My marriage had also disintegrated out of my own choice, coming from a violent marriage. So it was a place I felt like I'm lost, like so many parts of me are broken, and I needed to come home, but I did not know how. Yeah.
That is so amazing. And you'll be so surprised how many people can relate to you, because when you're in abroad, it's very individualistic, right? The culture is so individualistic that you think you're the only one going through that. But this is why this platform has been created, so that we can show people, you're not alone. So many of us feel the same, right?
Oh yes, yeah, yes. I felt alone. I felt lost, and I remember promising myself to hold hand for anybody else who comes after me. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It was tough, and also it was easy to point fingers. They are like this. They are like that. They don't like us. They don't. And so the question of belonging also came in. Like, I mean, there is racism that is open. So how does one really fit in? The job market, you have to do odd jobs before you get your platform. How do you even fit in? Or how do you navigate through that? How do you look for a community that understands you? It was not an easy journey, but at some point I think I found my path. I found my light, because I met people who looks like me. That was comforting first to me. But also I met people who do not look like me, but they resonated with me very deeply. So that made my journey, that made my journey very beautiful.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting, because a lot of people don't seem to understand or understand that the other cultures are looking at our cultures and actually envying our culture, and our view of the world as a people. Or the view we used to hold dearly, or the views that we valued, such as community, such as helping each other, kindness.
It is true, exactly. A lot of people are looking at our culture and the things that make us who we are. But I think as the people, we are either ashamed, or we are not owning that culture yet. That is what the other people are looking at.
And
I remember
valuing.
going.
And valuing
Yes, I
as well.
remember going to the party in Canada. When you go to somebody's home, you carry something to eat, to share together. So they cook something, you cook something. So I remember going to a friend's place, and we had been told, carry your catch of food. And it was during Christmas. So I remember my host bringing a cake, a Christmas cake. that had been baked for 8 months.
Wow.
And they gave a very good story of how this cake has been passed down from one culture to the other. It was passed down from 400 years coming down, and every family owns it. So they ferment this cake for 8 months. So from April to December. It's a fermented cake. It's put a lot of different things, alcohol, fruits, all those kinds of things. And when you're lighting this cake, it's a ceremony.
Yeah.
Like it has to be a ceremony. It has to light the fire. We have to celebrate the person who made. We have to eat it with an intention of love and gratitude.
Wow.
In honor of the person who made it. And so I was asked to give a story about my cultural food, and I had carried some chapati and some ugali. And unfortunately, I didn't know the story to give. Like, this is the food you guys eat. I felt ashamed of myself. But that was also a space for me to learn something and to anchor myself deep into my culture. So when I came back to my country, you see a lot of my videos. I'm very passionate about my culture. I will go to the deepest to learn my culture, because I realize we never own something until we learn how important it is. So one of my anchoring spaces for me for now is my cultural heritage, our food, our people, what created us, what created our forefathers. So that for me was quite a very powerful journey.
That's amazing, right? Because I think a lot of people abroad can resonate with you, because we come here and we see a lot, right? And we learn a lot. And those who are open-minded gets it straight away. We get it. And for me, the most shocking thing was just to see people valuing the things that we've devalued as a people. I think to me that was a big eye opener, and I was like, wow, we've been lied to so much about.
And I think for me, that is where the Africa needs to wake up and own that Africa is not poor, but our mindset needs a shift.
Definitely, 100%.
Because when you notice that the other culture loves the things that you yourself don't love about you, then you question yourself. Who taught me how to hate the things that are so powerful and so important to me?
Exactly.
So I think it's time to upgrade the information in our mind, to own who we are and to own what is ours, and reevaluate the way we think about poverty and what is true poverty. Because truly, having been a person who have lived abroad and who have come back home, Kenya or Africa is not poor. We are actually the richest continent.
So can you say all that experience has shaped you now as a new African woman, right? You're no longer the old African woman, like the old identity you held on to. And it's kind of like a new identity, but old at the same time. It's a very, very strange phenomenon, right?
It is very strange that I had to go abroad for my identity to be reshaped, because I think I came back as a different person, but as a person that I was always meant to be. Because before traveling abroad, I don't think I had owned myself the way I do, or I wouldn't say it is because of traveling abroad. The awakening played a very major role, because, and that is a part of my journey that brought me into awakening of who I am, awakening to my truth, awakening to the kingdom within, awakening to the truth that me and God are not separate. We are co-creators. So when I took that power and embodied that power, my purpose is not performance. It is presence. It is being me. It is being who I am, expressing all parts of me, the shadow, the light, the love, because it's not about love and light. There is also the darkness.
Exactly.
Embracing all part of who I am, even what I may have looked as weakness, and showing up as me. I do not need to hide my weakness. I do not need to be perfect. Crying is okay. Being breaking down is okay. I have been homeless, by the way. I have been homeless. So my transition has been so powerful, and especially coming from a place where I had everything I needed. I have experienced a life where money is not a problem, and then I find myself homeless. So my experiences have brought me to a place of owning life and stepping into life fully, because there is no one point in time in life that we are helpless. But the biggest power, it is not in the material wealth. I'm not saying that material wealth has a problem, but owning your identity, owning your power that is within you, owning who you are, owning all parts of you, the weak, the strong, the shadow and the light, and bringing them together and showing up as you are in your gifts, in your essence. And like I said, not for show up or for applause or for following, but because when you remember who you are, something inside of you needs to be born.
Exactly. So that leads me to my other question, which probably you've answered, but I just want to bring it all together so that we can be clear in our mind what belonging is, right? Because the title is Who Am I, right?
Yeah.
So we need to bring things together in a way that we can answer these questions in our minds so that we can then move forward as whole, right? Understanding who we are and where we belong, right? So what does belonging look to you? Is it a place, a feeling, or something entirely different?
Before, I would say belonging looked to me like a home, like my home place where I come from. But today, belonging to me looks like being home with yourself. Why? Because I think we run, or we seek the light out there, the light in the sky. We seek out the light, but we never face the darkness inside. I think belonging is facing the darkness inside.
I love that.
The kind of a system we are brought up in, or we are living in, has been a kind of a system that has robbed us our essence of being. It has robbed us our life and our being. Until we wake up to that truth and create time to connect, to feel the resonance, what resonates with me, because what resonates with you is who you are. And also the systems of education have been placed there to teach us what to do, but not how to be. So we lose that connection with ourselves, with our instincts, with our intuition, the very voice, the very inner guidance that leads us. So for me, belonging is going within and connecting to your light, connecting to your darkness, doing your shadow work, releasing what no longer serves you. Because the way we have been raised, we have been programmed by a lot of things around us, from the religion, from the culture, from the mindset. And I think the way our parents grew, I'm a millennium, so I have been brought up by the boomers. Our parents grew from struggle, from survival. Us as the millennial, we are the bridge, and we can see the Gen Zs are coming with that, the spirit of revolution.
Oh, they are, definitely.
So when we don't take a moment to own that part of us that was abandoned and forgotten because of being raised by survival, because of being programmed. And the biggest programming that have been done to us as humanity is that God is outside us.
Oh gosh, that's the
That
biggest
we are
lie.
separate from God.
Exactly.
That God is this big man out there in the sky who is judgmental. And that is the very place where people judge others, because we have been conditioned to a judgmental God.
Yeah.
Yet the Bible says very clearly, the kingdom of heaven is within you.
Yeah, 100%.
Once you awaken that kingdom within you, oh my goodness,
it's a new world.
Only live one day, you will have lived your life, because you feel whole, you feel present, you feel powerful. It is everything that you'd ever have wanted. I saw yesterday in the online that Swiss now have come up with a digital Jesus, where people will be going, key in your problems, and the digital Jesus will be answering you. And you can imagine how deeply people will be taken away from themselves.
Yeah.
While the twist is just small, seeing through the illusion of separation. You and Creator, you are an expression of source. So you are a creator, you are a co-creator with God. And only going within can help you understand that. And once you see that, you cannot unsee it. And life can never be the same again.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel these things need to happen. All the craziness that is going on within the, Christianity setting and all these other religions. It needs to happen so that those who are meant to wake up can wake up, That's why there's all that confusion going on. And we are seeing the Gen Zs, they don't have the same programming because they are vibrating way higher than we were. And they are not guided by fear as we were. So something is definitely happening. Everybody can feel it. Those who have been waking up are like, okay, now it's time to kind of step into what I believe and act on it rather than just to believe it, right? Yeah, and that's what has led to this platform. By the way, thank you so much for tapping, guys. I really appreciate you being here as the audience. Please, if you resonate with anything, type it on the comment. Make sure you're following me. Make sure you're following Mukami. Let's go on a beautiful journey together. It's going to be beautiful. So I know you've already kind of answered this, but obviously we need to put like the language behind it, because don't forget, some of this language is new to us as well. So we need to even get used to saying things, we are so used to speaking the same way we learned words in English and all that, but we've come to realize, actually, life is deeper than that, right? And there's more of the spiritual aspect of it, of life, not just the physical aspect of it. So the next question is going to be within a set of questions will be about ancestral and spiritual connection. Obviously, sometimes people get spooked by it, but it's nothing major. So it's amazing to have Mukami here to explain to us. So I know you've already answered, as I said, but can you say, I'm just obviously bringing all this together. Do you feel guided by something older than yourself? An intuition, lineage, or ancestry memory?
I would say yes, I do. And I think my guiding power is my intuition, which brings me to the remembrance of who I am, which now takes me back to my ancestral lineage. I think the connection to the ancestral comes with healing, because sometimes healing is the barrier that makes us not to remember. I remember having memories of my late grandmother, like she is here with me. So my intuition, I would say, is my powerhouse. I get to know things, I get to sense into things, and it has taken me probably working towards it, but also having courage to see through the lie, to
Yeah.
see through the system. And for me, being abroad and having the courage to come back home was one of those light bulb moments, because for me it was a guidance. I mean,
Yeah.
so my intuition is I would say is my inner guidance. It is my anchoring power. Yes.
Yeah. So you would say that that's what helps you stay guided without becoming performative, right? As you say, it's not about performance, it's not about, followers, it's just about being, and just being there as, a co-creator.
Yes, it's just, I think once you get to a level of understanding and knowing who you are, all you need is presence, expression of who you are. It is what you do day in, day out. It becomes your purpose. Your purpose is just to express all that you are. And sometimes you get fatigued, you get tired, but you get back and center yourself. And your body will tell you when you start understanding your body, your body will tell you, now you're tired, it's time to rest. And once you rest, your body will speak to you. It is now time to create. You need to give birth to either words, either voice, either something, or you need to step into the next level.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we have denied ourselves. Sometimes we ask for things, but we don't give ourselves exactly what we need. We don't give ourselves the rest that our body needs.
Yeah, absolutely. The next question I was going to ask is whether there has been a moment where you felt led to hold space for others. And I didn't specify there whether it's men or women. It's just like, obviously it's going to be your experience, whether you felt it or not, or whether it was towards men or women or everybody. Yeah, and what that felt like. But you've kind of explained it a little bit. In my experience, I remember it's crazy how much in common we have. I've also been in a women's refuge before, and so kind of homeless, if I can say that. And I remember telling myself, it was just a prayer or just saying this, like, if I manage to get out of this situation, if I figure this out, then I'm going to help other women come out of this situation. Because what I would see is women who are in the same cycle and they were not able to come out. It was very difficult. Some were losing their children because of it. So I remember making that promise that once I figure this out, I will help other women. So have you ever felt something like that, where you felt, okay, I'm going through this, and once I'm on the other side, I'm going to help others, or just feeling led to hold space for others in that way?
Great, thank you. I would say yes, I felt called to hold space for others, and especially the children and the people in my age, both men and women. I remember at some point getting confused and feeling like I want to support women who have been in my space, but I felt inwardly that is not my space, or it is not the space for the light that I embody. Not that I don't hold space for them, but I felt called to hold space more for people, both men and women in my age, the millennials and the children. And that for me has been a powerful journey. I've actually held space for more men than women. And for more children. It has been an amazing space, because holding space simply means allowing this person's light to shine.
I love that.
It might be going, whatever they are going, you must not be going through pain. Awakening doesn't have to come with pain. Sometimes it just comes randomly. But holding space just means allowing the other person's light to shine.
Yeah.
So it's a powerful yet humbling calling, because it calls you to be present and to be authentic with who you are. And it also calls you for a journey of growth I wouldn't say I have reached the end. It's a ladder. I keep growing every day. I keep desiring to be more every day. And I keep desiring to give what I am becoming to those that I am meant to give.
Yeah, I love that, because sometimes we kind of think that we can just copy other people, right? What they're doing, because that's the old system, right? That's the old way of doing things. Or because my mom used to work with women, I'm going to work with women. Or because my friend is working with, men, I'm going to work with men. I think it's so important for you to be 100% sure who you're meant to lead or who you're meant to work with, if that makes sense, so that your light can shine through and you can live your full potential, right?
Exactly. I remember actually being in one of those classes where I'm paying coaches to show me, and then I get defined into a space that for me, I did not fit. I think that model for me is not fitting for me. It limits my light. It limits who I am. I want to exploit my full potential. So I do not want to fix myself in one space that I help women do things. Yet I know I work better with children. I work better with couples. I work better with men. I can also work better with women. But now the age, the millennial and the children is where I find myself working more better with.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So what does obviously this is to do with your alchemical transformation and regenerative leadership work, right? What does transformation mean to you, personally and professionally?
Have you seen that question? Would you like us to answer that question first?
Yes, let's answer that question. I think I'll leave that to you for you to answer.
Okay, Bobo Kangara, what advice can you give to people who are awakening and yet confused? I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I think the kind of advice, or let me not call it advice, the kind of light I would shed is that you are your own guru. There is a lot of information coming up online. And I remember sharing a post the other day. Lies will be sent out, fear will be sent out. Choose what kind of the media you consume. And what guides you is your presence. I would encourage you every morning you wake up, create 10 minutes to be centered in your body. What do I mean to be centered in your body? Either get out in nature, either do some sort of exercises, maybe yoga. I do yoga. Move your body, because for you to bring your body to the presence, it needs to be moved. Your body needs to move so that you can have that good flow of energy. You can release the night. Then I remember my old life. When I wake up, the first thing I used to take the phone, check the WhatsApp messages and respond. My new life, my morning 15 minutes are sacred. Even my children knows. They don't talk to me. They come, they hear I've woken up, but they'll tell each other, it's mom's time. It's mom's prayer time. Because I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I take my water, I get back to my bedroom, I do my yoga, I take a shower, I give myself a few minutes to meditate. Meditation is powerful because sometimes when we pray in the way we were taught to pray, we never give God time a chance to speak back to us. It is in stillness that God speaks back to us. It is in stillness you get the right guidance. More like grounding and probably doing some breathing seasons. I do those mostly. Yes, breathing is very powerful, deep breathing. But I would say nini inapotea, but sometimes consistency inapotea. Now that is your tag, the habit. You remember the book Atomic Habits? That book, you do not need to buy it. That one is telling you you can learn everything there is into this life, but if you never have a habit, you are not going to go anywhere. And the journey of awakening is the journey of self-unconditional love.
Oh, yeah.
You have to love yourself. You come first. Everything else comes later. Because it is a journey within, and a journey within teaches you that you can never serve from an empty cup. Your cup has always to be full, because what you are embodying is the light. It is the light of Christ. It is the Christ consciousness. So you are embodying love, you are embodying peace, you are embodying oneness, and you are remembering that you're one with the Creator. So you have to be a creator every moment. And another thing that people on the awakening journey maybe needs to understand is you are here to master your emotions. So your biggest thing you will master is not to be reactive. So you learn not to be triggered. And how do you do that? You can't avoid shadow work. You have to face your darkness. Because anytime, and I want to go back here, Gladys, people say I was married to a narcissist, or a man will say my wife is so bad. We only see the other from where we are. You will keep pointing fingers until you face your shadow. I am not saying they do not exist. They do. But when you are aware of your power and who you are, there are spaces and places you will not fit into anymore.
Exactly.
Not because you hate them, not because you don't like them, but because you have to honor the garden which you're growing. And that is the true legacy. Your purpose is within you. Once you connect with that thing within you, you will never want to taste anything else. You will feel like you're touching peace with your hands. You will feel like you're eating love. If you are alone, you will never understand what loneliness means. For those that don't understand shadows, what are they? It is your darkness. What is your weak part? What is your weakness? How do you react if you're a mother? When your kid pours water, what is your first reaction? When your husband annoys you, when you're doing this, how do you react? How do you feel? Some people react so badly until they are shaking. Others feel a very heavy emotion within. And that simply shows that your nervous system is in survival mode. So that is simply shadow work. The last 5 minutes, show your likes too. Oh, okay, no, that's not a question. Yes, those are the shadows, facing your shadows, and especially mastering your emotions. And I gave the tools. Yoga, move your body, because trauma is kept in the body. Earthing. Take your water with intention. When you hold your water, water is the biggest healer we have in this world, and a lot of people don't know. Water carries the highest frequency. When you hold your water, speak to your water, bless your water, speak love into your water. Like, I want to drink this water. I bless you, my water. Heal my body. Fill my body with love. Take away anything that is not for me. And then you drink your water with gratitude. It will give you exactly what you have asked it to give you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love that. And to add on to that, you've just reminded me about how parents react, right? Especially Kenyan parents. Me being a Kenyan, I remember how my mom used to act towards me whenever I was wrong. I think we have a lot of healing to do because we come from a very, very, well, most of us, like very toxic parenting, right? And I would say that is from survival. You know, they were trying to survive. So they're coming from a lot of hurt. They're coming from a lot of chaos. So it's so important for us to recognize that all that is, that the work that we are doing here is work that should have been done maybe by the previous generation, but it was passed on to us to do the work. So because you've awoken now, you have to do the work. And it's very, very difficult. It's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight, right? It's something.
It will not happen overnight. But
It's
I
not
think
gonna-
also realizing that every generation is shaped by their experiences. Even as we feel that our parents raised us in survival, I think we also have some compassion to give them so that we are not blaming, because in blaming we curtail our journey. And that is where responsibility comes in. You take full responsibilities, a full responsibility of your boundaries, of how you love yourself, and of forgiving them unconditionally. You forgive them unconditionally because they also experience a life of fresh 2 years. So our biggest work is we forgive them unconditionally and we let go with love so that we can allow ourselves space. We stop carrying that and we allow ourselves space to be the bridge. And forgiveness is a very powerful tool to detach yourself from a painful past. If for any reason you have ever had a painful past, regardless of whatever it is, whether a painful marriage, whether painful parenting, whatever it is, forgive that space. Forgive yourself. Forgive that person. That frequency will break, or that cycle will break, and all the pain you have ever felt, you will forget it. I forgot all the pain I've ever felt, and what I remember is joy and being me. Just from unconditional forgiveness. It's something that does not come once, it comes with time. It comes with facing the darkness within, that is doing your shadow work, doing your inner child healing, and just very simple thing. When people hear inner child and shadow work, they run away. So I like giving people tools. The tools, like I said, yoga, earthing, and especially men. You guys don't like doing healing work. Yoga, grounding, setting intentions, taking your water with intention, just letting go. And when it's time to express yourself, you have a chance to express yourself. I hold spaces for people, both men and women, for them to just come and cry in my presence. It's normally a powerful moment. We go through a 30-minute meditation that leaves many people broken and crying. Because you realize you have been burying the emotions within you all this time. And when you release them, you connect with something so beautiful within
Thank you, guys. Welcome, guys. All right, go on.
You connect to something so beautiful within you that you wish I had known this before. Like for me, my last 3 years, the 3 years I've lived and the 40 years I had lived before, the 3 years feels like a million years.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Thank you so much, guys. You're welcome. So this is actually our first live on Diaspora Daughters. So if you're from the diaspora and you have questions to do with your identity and belonging, that's what we are answering right now. My guest is Mukami, Mary Mukami. And we both kind of have similar experiences in the fact that we've lived both abroad and at home. Yeah, Mukami has just gone back home, and well, I don't know when she went back home, but she's back home, and 10 years
1
ago.
year. 1 year ago.
1 year ago. Okay. Yeah, so it's just so amazing how you've settled as well, because so many people are trapped, so many women feel trapped, right? That, oh gosh, I'm scared of going back home. What will people say? What will people think? Will I fit in or all that? But once you've addressed who you are, then there's no fear, right?
Exactly. Once you address who you are, the question of what will people say or what will I do, it's a non-issue.
Mm-hmm.
Not because you're pretending, but
Mm-hmm.
because you're stepping in
Mm-hmm.
as the one who you've always been. Actually, life for me coming back, having owned my identity and who I am,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Kenya is the Garden of Eden. It is the
It is
best place
actually
ever
Africa is
anybody can
Africa.
live.
Africa is
Yes,
right. Africa
yes,
is. It's
yes,
just that we've been
yes,
tricked. We've been tricked.
yes,
It's a very
yes,
clever trick.
yes.
To make people.
Thank you, Bobo. I see you. She says her year has shifted 2025. Wow. Thank you, Bobo. That's encouraging.
Absolutely. And as we are reflecting, obviously, is kind of the end of the year, and this is the time when people look back and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've wasted a lot of time, not doing much or whatever." But I would say, sometimes we need to also look at this, the the transformative work that we've done within ourselves, right? Because most people don't value that, you know. So as a consultant, like a leadership and alchemy consultant, obviously that's your line of work, helping people to transform, right? So what does that mean to you when we talk of transformation, both personally and professionally?
I like that. Africa is a continent that has all the resources. Yes, it is. For me, transformation, both personally and professionally, transformation begins within. I would actually say there is no transformation in the profession because when you're accustomed to the life of chasing and then you come to this other side, you realize, what was I chasing if I had not chased the person within me? So the fact that you show up with presence,
Yeah.
not with performance, you are the same person wherever you are. And then professionally, you choose businesses or careers or professions that are aligned with who you are. So you only take yourself to spaces that allow you to express that essence, the person that you are. And also, you do not allow a job to define you. Like you say, you're a doctor, so and so, you do not allow those titles to define you because you are you.
Absolutely.
So you are not, and I see our parents who are professionals in those years and they retired. They have led miserable lives because they have allowed themselves to be defined by a role or a job. And then they retire and then they come out and they realize they have no purpose, no identity other than to continue surviving. So for me, I think transformational personally and professionally is understanding and knowing that a job title or an accolade does not make you special. What makes you you is who you are, your identity, your I am, your essence. I keep saying there is more to life than just chasing money and material and the cars. I normally find, especially in my country, when you have this car, you want the other car, you want the other house, you want the other estate to impress people who you do not even know. For me, that is escape. It is not fulfillment. It is okay to drive good cars. I have no problem with that. Even me, I would like to drive a good car, own a chopper. I would like to do that. But that is not life. Life is touching your essence. It is connecting to who you are. Yes, we are meant to explore life, not to work and consume. But the system has tied us to consumerism from what we buy. We are always buying, we are always working, getting the next job for us to buy more. And those things will never make us enough. I think our biggest work as the people is to control our appetite. Our appetite for the things out there and get the appetite for connecting with who we are, our essence, our truth. That is where you will have touched the life. And I repeat, for me, the last 3 years I've lived and the other years, I feel like if I was to end my life today and go to the next realm, oh, I have lived my life. Never mourn me, just celebrate me.
Absolutely.
Because it is beautiful to be in that space. Decluttering is a good thing. Yes, Kangara, yes. Mukami, you're giving a very real, authentic answers and high frequency to knowing ourselves. Thank you. Bobo, you're talking. I thought there was a question. Yeah, decluttering is a good thing. Yes, declutter.
Yeah, so the next question would be, how do you bring alchemy into leadership, like turning challenges into growth, personally or for others?
That's amazing. Thank you for the question. I think alchemy simply means being able to transmuting pain into love. I'm an alchemist. When I sit with you in a space to allow you or to hold space for you, what I do for you is to transmute your pain into love and love into wisdom. So I bring in that into my leadership. Sometimes I do guest speaking, I train corporates. And for me, my leadership is about presence. It is about the inner person. I am so happy. The UN normally have something we call SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Now they have IDGs, Inner Development Goals. And for me, in my leadership, I always speak about 2 scenarios. We either do too little, too late, or we take a giant leap. And the giant leap is going within. Absolutely. Connecting with that person who is true. And for me, leadership is not about personality, it's about presence.
Absolutely. The next question will be, what does regenerative leadership look like in practice, especially for women and the diaspora?
For women in diaspora, regenerative leadership is simply resonance, renewal, and grounding. It goes back home, it goes back within. What do you resonate with? Renewal of your mind, renewal of your body, renewal of your spirit. Grounding, being grounded in who you are. Not in the shape of your body, not in the makeup, not in what you're wearing, not in how much you have invested back in Kenya, not in how people see you when you come back, but in the sense of who you are.
I love that.
It is going back to the center and giving ourselves the love we have not been given unconditionally, so that we show up as love. We show up as an embodiment of something bigger than ourselves. I normally ask people, I normally carry a flyer. A flyer, or not a flyer, the eulogy. If I have an eulogy here, somebody's eulogy, what would be in your eulogy? And if you woke up today from that deathbed, what will be the mark you have left? I applauded the other girl, Trufena, the other day when she was hugging her tree, and I gave her a treasure of honor on my TikTok where I sealed her alchemy with love. Because sometimes we do things, but then they are taken away by the world, by the accolades, by the Nobel Peace Prizes, and it's normally an exchange of energy. That's why I sealed that alchemy with love,
Yeah.
because I honored what that girl has done. And I looked at her and I thought, this girl, if she would wake up from her deathbed, if she was to die, she would be proud of what she has done. So I normally ask myself, if I died today, but I happen to wake up, what will be the mark I will have left? That to me is the legacy.
Yeah.
That to me. And I tell people and I encourage people, write your eulogy before you die. Write it. Write it,
And see if
Ari.
you're
Actually,
proud.
write it today. Go write it, so that you can learn to number your days. Numbering your days is living in presence. It is living in purpose. It's living embodied. It's living as who you truly are.
Yeah, talking of Trufena, she's so young as well, and she's just shining her light. And I'm kind of jealous of her. Well, I'm just saying that because I wish I got that kind of wisdom and intentionality when I was that young. I don't know where she got it from. Maybe the parents nurtured it, right? So, wow, it's so amazing. It's just so amazing to see her in her full light, and, making us Kenyans proud as well.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. The next question. So this is just like a reflection and wisdom. 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so what has unlearning taught you that learning never could? That's a very simple question, but it's a bit packed and can make all the difference
Yeah.
to
That's
someone who is still feeling a bit lost, if that makes sense.
yeah. What has unlearning taught me that learning never did? I think unlearning, and for the person who asked the question, what advice I would give to those people on their awakening journey? Their awakening journey is about unlearning. Allow me to answer this question with a story. When I was a young girl in the college, I used to be a hawker. I used to hawk jewelries. Like I used to have every other time I have some earrings in my handbag, I have necklace in my handbag. And then I used to be, for those who know me, I'm also a herbalist. I used to be very passionate about herbs. So I had also a small restaurant in school, in the college. I had hired a small room. Yes, we'll get there, Bobo. I had a small restaurant in school where I was making the juices. So by the time I finished college, I had so much money. At 22, I had 400,000
Wow,
shillings in pounds.
amazing.
And I wanted to start my business. And the business I wanted to start, then I wanted to go to China, come with more jewelries and start selling jewelries. But when I told my parents, they told me, no, we took you to school to study. So can you go get yourself a job? And that's how my dream went shut down.
Oh, wow.
And I started getting myself into the career, did this job after the other. Until 10 plus years later, when my soul could not take it anymore, this was not me. Can you allow me to get back to who I am?
Absolutely.
So more than 15 years later, I came back to be a herbalist. I came back to be the person I truly am today. But now, the question is, what are the things that unlearning taught you that learning could not? We go to school, we get the accolades, the degrees, the whatever it is. We are put in a job that suffocates our soul, only to wake up and find what kind of a life we have lived. What if my parents allowed me just to continue with my business? What if they allowed me to be who I am? I think I have no regrets, but unlearning has taught me that the person you are never shifts. The learning within will reveal the person you are, so that you do not get yourself to shrink in spaces that are not meant for you. No matter the titles, there are places you will never fit. There are people you will never align with. And the wrong thing about you following a path that is not yours, you will also connect with partners who are not meant for their journey, or for your journey. You will, Mukami nilikujia na bake post a couple of weeks ago, interesting story. Yes, I'm a herbalist naturally. It comes from me naturally, like naturally. I had to go back there because that is the person I am. Now my life is so fulfilled because I am doing what I love, what is me, what I am. I go sell my bake and my herbs. I go talk to people about leadership and renewal and regenerative things. I meet people and I hold spaces for them because that is who I am. I go to the cultural dances and dance. I help people to remember who they are because I'm a vessel of remembrance. Because remembering yourself, the only way you can give back is helping others to remember who they are, because that light is given to me freely. So why should I not share that light freely?
Absolutely. And there's this concept that
Thank you, Bobo.
I actually believe this is true, but I don't know what your views are. I'll be interested to hear your views. That before we were colonized, I don't even know whether to use that word. It just sounds horrible. I don't like the word because it caused a lot of distraction and a lot of pain and trauma to be passed on to our people. So before all that, obviously, there's what we liked or we were good at, maybe as a clan, right? Because especially in the Kikuyu culture, we had clans, right? And maybe a clan will be known for something, right? So maybe Mukami, in your clan, you were herbalists, and it's just who you are. That's the gift you are gifted. And obviously, after colonization, people then went to school and they studied, this and things that didn't have anything to do with their side of gifting, if that makes sense. Just generic nonsense.
Yeah, and I think you are asking the same question JPs is asking. Would you term that as your soul or life purpose? Is there a difference? And I think it's the same thing question Gladys you're asking. I tried to do that research, and in my lineage there was no herbalist unless the great grand. And for me, I tend to think it is not here, neither there. I said initially that for me, intuitive guidance has been my guide. But I would also say resonance is your light. What do you resonate with? JPs is asking about your soul call or your soul purpose. Yes, there is the soul purpose. For me, my soul purpose is at the age of 40 and above, I'm meant to be serving my country from a spiritual angle. But there is also resonance. Do you resonate with that? Do you resonate? Is it in resonance with you? Because whatever is of the highest frequency with you will resonate.
Absolutely.
So this thing, I normally see people say, get your number, soul number to find your gift, get your, I've also seen Sijui drink what to open your third eye. My good sisters and brothers, listen to yourself, because there might be a lot of confusion on your way, and you might make your path very, very long to find the true path. If you will never see the illusion of separation, that you and God are one, it begins there. I took a long journey, and that's why I am sharing this. If you never see the truth, see through the illusion of separation, that you and God are separate. No matter how many ayahuasca retreats you will go, you will not open your third eye. No matter how many coaching sessions you do, your journey will be very long. For me, it is about seeing the truth and understanding you are a co-creator. You are an extension of God. You are an image of God. So you are a God in action. Wake up and go create what resonates with you. Wake up and go create who you are. The only thing I encourage people to do on this journey is to check on the belief system, the programming, and that's why you do the shadow work. So that you can clear those limiting beliefs, you can unlearn the journey. Be very open to the journey of unlearning and relearning, but only pick what resonates with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good. So the next question I will ask you is, if you were to speak to your younger self about this journey, what would you say? I know it's kind of a weird question, but give it a go. Or I would say, let me just rephrase it. Like if there's a younger person here, what advice kind of would you give that they are on the same journey, if that makes sense? They are just awakening, but they are younger.
I would say, I see you, I love you, I honor you, and I honor your journey. And I'll tell you, you're not broken. We are not fixing you. No, you're not broken. You are remembering who you are. So give yourself all the love, the unconditional love that exists, so that you can honor the garden into which you're growing. I tell people, I am not here to teach you. I am here to love you, and love will teach you. I tell the same to my children every time, and that has been very empowering for them. I tell them they are my teachers. You are actually my teachers. Then I am your teacher. My work is to love you, because love will teach you. The golden rule of the time we are in today is the intention. Why are you doing what you're doing? I am doing this for love. I am doing this as a vessel of remembrance. So may that love teach you. Remember to love yourself wholly. Embrace yourself. Give yourself everything you need, so that you can pour from an empty cup. I love you all.
You mean from a full cup, right?
Yes, from a full cup. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love that. So we really need to obviously make sure that we are not pouring from an empty cup as well. So yeah, I really resonate with what you've just said there, Mukami. Yeah, so I think unless anybody have a question, thank you so much for the interaction as well. It's been amazing. This is our first live and it's been super enlightening. It's been so amazing. So thank you for being here. Okay, you have one question. So Bobo has one question. Let's see.
I agree.
Yeah. Are there things as an awakening human you should stop or should be doing?
I did not hear that. Please read it again. I can't see it from my end.
Okay. Are there things as an awakening human you should stop or be doing?
I would say on this journey, there is no right or wrong. The shoulds and should nots do not exist. It is about resonance. But most importantly, when you tune in and you listen to your body,
Oh no, this she's gone. Mukami, you still there? Oh no, she's gone. So GP says, I agree. Shadow work, stroke mirror work, and nervous system regulation is key. Yeah, 100%. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can have Mukami back. GPs suggests consuming spiritual content. Yeah, I like that as well. And reading as well. Reading. Yeah, it could be her network, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you, JPs. Like reading and connecting with like-minded as well. I think that's so important. Because if you don't connect with like-minded people, then you feel lost, right? Because you don't speak the same language and you don't believe the same things, right? So I think that's a big problem we have. GP says it's a continuation of a question. A part of it is up there. Okay, so you have a question. Okay, let's see. Okay, having started my spiritual growth this year, how can I tell I am growing spiritually or not? Just by consuming spiritual content? No. I think how you know that you're growing is by action, I would say. What have you put in action, right? You could read so many spiritual books, right? But as long as you're not acting on it, then it just means that you're not growing, right? JPs, just write on the comment if that makes sense about actioning what you've learned, right? Yeah, so yeah, absolutely, yeah. And then as you need to become a better person in yourself, right? And to have a better relationship with yourself as well, and more spiritual growth. Mukami, yeah, so sorry. I think it's your internet, right? Are you able to come up again, Mukami? I'll try and add you again if your internet is okay. If not, let me know. All right, let's see. I've just sent you a request. Okay, perfect. You're back?
yes, I'm back.
Okay, perfect. I think there's a few questions there. One question there by JP's.
Okay, what's up? Hold on.
She says, having started her spiritual growth this year, how can she tell that she's growing spiritually or not?
Wonderful. I think one of the way you can tell you're growing, I'm sorry, I dropped my internet, had an issue. I
No
think one
worries.
of the ways you can tell that you're growing is the sense of inner peace you experience.
Mhm,
Even when alone or you do not feel a sense of loneliness, you experience a deep sense of peace,
mhm,
and your boundaries are sacred and powerful.
mhm,
You are able to say no with love
mhm,
and feel no guilty about it.
mhm,
Uh, you are able to experience yourself at a deeper level.
mhm,
Yes, and not just consuming spiritual content. You are able to, you actually even know, you feel led to what to consume. Because it's not a lot of content you need to consume. Kwanza hapo kwa boundaries, yes, it comes automatically. Because the best thing you're giving yourself is remember, love is a creator. By the love, God used love to create. So unless you become that love, so you give it to yourself, so you learn to honor your boundaries. You love yourself so much. You learn to say no with love.
Absolutely.
So you actually feel like a sense of, do I say you are touching or you are eating love or life, or and you never experience loneliness. Your intention, anytime you're doing something, your intentions are crystal clear. You know how to honor your space. Your friendships may change because your energy frequency has changed. I normally tell the people, before you enter a room or when you enter a room, your energy speaks before your word. I normally tell people around me, I can hear what you are thinking even before you tell me. So I had to drop people who are not on my journey, not from the hate, not from distance or disregard, but because of the love.
Absolutely.
So you feel that those sacred boundaries becomes very powerful and very automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they just come automatically, and you just know, and your intuition is louder, right? You just kind of hear more, right?
Yeah.
Or that inner guidance.
Yeah.
There's
Is
another
the energy
question.
same as aura? They are interrelated. The energy is the vibration, it's the frequency. The aura is your makba, the shield that protects you. Your energy generates your aura, and your aura protects you.
Yeah, I think what you mean is also that the energy is within, right? It's generated within, and then the aura
Yes.
is what is as a result of that on the outside, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, JP. I'm happy you understand.
All right. Perfect. Yeah, this has been an amazing conversation. As the first conversation we've had as well on this platform. And to me, it's just so amazing what tends to happen when you listen to that inner guidance. Obviously we don't know at that point, like where that is going to lead to. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. We don't know what that's going to lead to, but we have faith and we believe that we are heading the right direction, right? Because I've never held such a platform before, right? I've held other platforms and then I felt, okay, I think this is where I'm being led to go. And, I was kind of fearful that this being my first live, live on this platform, that I wouldn't have anybody. Like, look at this, we've had a few people here and it's been very engaging and intimate as well, because it's not just about numbers. It's about, the intimacy. Hi, Cynthia. Hey, how are you?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. You?
I'm very good. I'm so glad I caught you on live. I was looking forward to this live when I saw you advertise it.
Oh, perfect. The advertising is
Yeah.
working then. It's working.
Yes, it's working. It's
Yeah,
working. Yeah, yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
So I think I've missed a lot already, but I'm here and ready to contribute.
Okay, that's great. So we have Mukami. It's been an amazing conversation. Obviously, it's to do with the awakening journey and also the sense of belonging. So Cynthia, how has your experience shaped you as an African woman coming to the UK?
I was actually thinking about this earlier on because, growing up in Africa, you are surrounded by people all the time. You're surrounded by family, friends. You don't have to introduce yourself anywhere you go. People know who your family is, where you're from, all of that kind of thing. But coming to the UK has been different in that you always have to. I mean, I've been here for 26 years now. So in my early years here, you always had to introduce yourself. You had to say where you were from and why you were here. What brings you to Scotland? Would always be asked, what brings you here? What brings you here? You get tired of explaining that. You meet a lot of people and you're starting from scratch as far as connections, friends. You've got the people you're studying with, you've got the people that you're working with. And it's not like in your childhood where with those people you formed relationships that went through so many things. These are people who are ready to move on to the next thing. They are not looking for, some people are genuinely not looking for connections. Some people are. You don't know who's settled, you don't know who isn't. And then you have to go through the whole thing of, okay, what do I really need in a friendship? It's more than somebody to party with.
Exactly.
You actually want a tribe with you, people who will stand with you. So it's almost like you're now having to create a sense of belonging, a community, your own family, people who you're going to stand with and people who are going to stand with you. And then becoming a parent, I had to learn that as well. It's not every mom who wants mom friends, right?
True.
And yet I needed a mom network for support, emotional support, physical support, everything. So through all the stages, and I'm getting to another stage in my life where I've actually had to shed a lot of people out of my life because our focus, our direction is different. And I just am at that stage in my life where I'm good and I'm tired. I just can't deal with trying to carry people where they don't want to go.
Exactly.
If we're not aligned, we're not aligned, and I'm not going to force it, and I'm not going to try and prove anything to you. You go left, I go right, and it's still a wonderful world.
I love that. I don't know why I'm getting an echo on your life, but oh my God, it's so amazing. You've just come like landing. You've just landed running, it's just so amazing. Like it was just meant to be. It's so amazing. And obviously you having come lived here for some time and also in Scotland because I'm in the Midlands, but obviously we are kind of experiencing the same thing, Mukami came from Canada. I think she then moved back home, but it's crazy how our experience is the same. And this is why I have created this platform, because we all feel the same. We all feel the same, right?
Yeah. And now I watch. I think I've switched my heater on. It's so cold here. I think that's what the echo was. The experiences that we've gone through, and then you watch people who are new on the island and they're going through the same experiences, and they've got so much zeal and enthusiasm. And sometimes you want to tell people,
Okay, Mukami.
that's not the right direction. But sometimes I think it's okay for you to allow people to just learn. It's not that you don't care, but people learn better when they learn the lesson for themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they learn better when they just go through something. They'll understand it better. So yeah, it's really been weird because you grow up in a certain environment. The values, the targets are very clear. What you must achieve by what age. When you're an African girl over there, you come here, all these people who are supposed to be there for you, guide you and celebrate you are not there anymore.
Absolutely.
And then you wonder what the standard is, because whether you like it or not, you will never, ever be part of the community you have migrated to. I will never be counted as Scottish. Never. and you will
100%.
never be counted as an English woman. On
Yeah.
paper, you can be anything you like.
Exactly.
But when push comes to shove, nobody will see you as an English woman, and nobody will ever see me as a Scottish woman. I can be here for the next 100 years. People will still hear Zimbabwe through my voice. People will still see Zimbabwe when they see me. And that is actually a beautiful thing, because a lot of people try to shake off the core of their identity, trying to grab onto something that they don't understand. Just as we are grown now when we see the dysfunction in our own cultures, there's dysfunction here that we don't understand, and we can't understand. We just don't understand it. We don't get it.
Exactly. And I remember coming to Scotland last year. Well, going to Scotland last year with a group of.
I saw you with Black Scottish Adventures.
Yeah. And it's such an awesome group. The issue I had was with one of the ladies, because when I, talked about Africa being home, she was totally against it. She was literally fighting me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
no, Africa is home. I'm like,
Yeah.
you'll never be Scottish. Like, she really owns that Scottish identity. I'm like, what am I not getting here? I was confused.
There's a thing that here in Scotland, and this is the truth, we actually think we're better than you guys in England.
Yeah.
Because Scottish people are counted as more human,
Yeah.
less racist, all of that kind of thing. But still, it does not take away from the fact that it is still not where we are born. It is still not where we belong. If
Exactly.
you want to see how racist Scottish people are, you should have seen what was happening here in 2020. People that you've been friends with for years, when that whole George Floyd thing was kicking off, people's
wow.
true colors
Yeah.
came out.
Exactly.
People's true colors came out. So you could break bread with people all day and all night. At the end of the day, you have to own who you are and not
Absolutely.
pretend. It's okay. I can wave around the Scottish flag and speak like them and eat like them and whatever. And it's all fine. But at the end of the day, I'm betraying who I am.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to assimilate to something that I will never be part of. They're welcoming, but that doesn't mean that they need you to throw away who you are to live here. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think there's this issue of, well, it's not an issue, but this story of Kubala kingdom, the
Yes.
Kubala kingdom and all that drama. Since you're in Scotland, how is our community taking it? The
Kubala thing.
the whole thing.
Oh, the Kubala thing is finished now, but I was actually Jean's friend for many years before this Kubala thing happened. So she's a very traumatized woman, and she's
I
been through a
gathered
lot of
that. I
experiences.
gathered that.
Yeah, she's
And
been
I
through a
did
lot.
tell my partner that. I
Yeah.
did tell him.
She's
All I
been
see
through.
is a broken woman. All I see is a
Yeah,
broken
she's
woman.
been through a lot. And I think as the Black community, we should have paid attention to this long, long ago, because her pain and her trauma we just saw as gossip. Nobody actually really stepped up to really try to see, okay, things aren't going well. Let's intervene. Let's support you. Let's help. And again, because I work in mental health, it comes down to the one thing that we've had to understand coming to this country is we cannot escape mental health issues anymore. When we are back home, I didn't even know the word for depression in my language until I got to this country.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, when we
Wow.
saw people who were affected mentally, either they were bewitched or they were crazy or lazy or whatever,
Yeah.
there was no space and grace to understand and give mental health the weight that it deserved. But being in this country, you now know what loneliness is. You understand anxiety. You understand depression. And because it's happening to you now, you cannot dismiss it as in it's a white people problem. So now we're having to learn parts of ourselves that we would just cover with spirituality. Pray about it, fast about it, and you'll be fine. And while those things do help, you have to understand what the root of the problem is. The one thing I then trained and I work now in mental health, but for me, this was a real learning for myself. I thought I I thought I was a pretty well-rounded human being when I came to this country, you know. But it's been learning to take the good parts of where I am and unlearning the bad parts of where I've come from, and creating something that is not just going to be good for me, but also for my children. You know, I cannot afford for my child to think of me as the typical African parent that's made fun of on social media, the person that does not apologize, the person that's always right and always screaming. I cannot afford that. Do you know what I mean? I cannot afford for my child to grow up thinking that Black women are crazy, or that they are ready to suffer and just not complain. What I cannot afford that. I have had to create a world, a place, a temperature that accommodates me, allows me to grow. That means breaking free from a lot of the cultural things I grew up with around what a woman was supposed to be like. I've had to create a temperature, a vibe, an atmosphere where I can thrive and I can be unapologetic about who I am and unapologetic about asking for what I need. Rather than always minimizing myself. And that's come up in the face of not just talking about race issues, because when it comes to race issues, all of a sudden, I can't go and then show up and speak up for myself full speed, full steam, if in other areas of myself, I am minimizing myself and betraying myself. If I'm going to be loud, I'm going to be loud all across the board. I cannot be loud, pick and choose here and there.
Exactly.
What
And
suits me.
I think, Cynthia, it's more to do with being yourself, because we as African, that's wow, it's not an issue, but that's the difference between the cultural difference between me and my other half, who is like from the Caribbean but was born here. You know, when I talk, he always says I sound angry, but with love, with so much love. You know, and he tells me, I'm like, no, that's how we talk. And when you see us talking as Africans, it's as if we are fighting. No, we're not fighting.
We're just passionate. We are just passionate. You know, we are very, very passionate. And this person's just written this comment about loneliness being in the problem in the Western world. And that's very true. Loneliness, it's not the fact of, everybody's got responsibilities. You know how tough things can be financially here, right? You can't just do as you would back home. Back home, you're celebrating. It's Christmas season. Those guys have been celebrating from December the 1st,
It never ends. I'm like, when are you guys going to go home and get back to normal?
Exactly. And when it's weekend, they start celebrating on Friday. You can't afford to do that in the UK.
Exactly.
Your days out and are far and few between. You always have to watch with money. It's not just everywhere you can just go. Time restraints because of work or study or babysitting child, family issues. And then finding the people who actually want to do the same things you want to do is very tricky.
I do remember, sorry to cut you, Cynthia. I remember going back home for the very first time. After like being in the UK for some time. And I remember we were just sat in a cafe with my friends. They had actually invited me, They offered to pay. I have very good friends. They offered to pay my for my meals and everything. And these ladies were so chilled. And I was like, okay, when are we gonna wrap this up? You know what I mean? I'm like, even walking, I'm hurriedly walking, and they're just strolling along. They're just walking, And we went there at around midday, right? Around midday, and I'm like looking at my clock, and it's like 4 p.m. I'm like, what the heck? But they're just chilling, they're just talking, they're just enjoying their meals, they're talking, laughing. I'm like, oh my God, there's such a big difference. And when did I lose this?
Yeah, yes. I remember when I went to Zimbabwe earlier on this year, I was going to be there for 2 weeks. I made my plan. Friday, we do this. Saturday, we do this. By each hour, I had planned. Do you know that it was such a joke? Yeah. Because by Saturday morning, I knew that the plan just had to go in the bin. My whole family had a problem. they were like, what do you mean you're going to go to the movies with you and your son? Like, where are we going to be?
Yeah.
You've come to see us, right? You know,
Yeah.
lunch is a whole day affair. We go, we
Exactly.
buy the food, we cook the food,
Yeah.
we sit, we clean up together. There's no rush. And it's such a beautiful thing that you can just be present
Exactly.
with a lot of people around you. Over here, you're thinking, okay, I've got to do this, I've got to do. By the hour, you've got, you know what you're supposed to do each hour. Like I remember when I went to London about 2 weeks ago. You know, I remember that I'm coming from a different world. London is different. People in London walk like they're running.
Literally.
Literally.
On a marathon.
I was frustrating a lot of people on the street or on the escalator because I was just like, swinging my hips and listening to them. People don't have time for that in London. And it's like me being in Africa, how they see me when I go there, because I'm just like, okay, next.
Exactly.
And they're like,
Rushing.
where are you? Why are you rushing? You're on holiday, right?
And Cynthia, it's just crazy how that program gets into you. And your proper program, like even walking, talking, you're not taking your time.
Yeah, but there's so much pressure over here to be productive.
Exactly.
You have to show that you've done something with your time, you've done something with your money. The end of the year, everybody's posting, I've achieved this, I've achieved that, I've achieved. And I'm just thinking, do you know what? I made it through the year, and that's okay for me.
100%.
I survived 2025. Nobody else knows what I was going through, but the fact that I survived is enough.
100%.
So
and productivity means different from for people. It's not. It shouldn't be put in the same box. It's not one thing. In Africa as well, people might not seem productive, but there are people who are very, very productive, and yet they don't seem like they're productive. But when you go to their farmer have been farmed. They eat good food. They build houses.
They don't glorify stress like how we do over here.
Oh yeah, it's like we worship stress. The more stress you are, the better.
Yeah, I'm so busy. I've got to do this. I'll see if I can fit you in. I'll give you a call when I get a few minutes. And it's just like, come on, you're not that busy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not even that deep. It's not that deep. But it's like the more you act like you're so busy and run off your feet, the more people are like, wow, you must be really making it.
Absolutely.
I've got I'm at work just now. I've got a client, so I just need to go on mute for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's okay.
About 5
Cynthia,
minutes.
I think what we'll do, we'll go to WhatsApp, and then what we can do a program like we did with Mukami, a proper program, and we can choose a topic. So this platform is for you ladies to share your story, to share your experiences. Let's learn. Yeah. And thank you so much for hopping in.
Okay, my dear. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye. I'll send you my number. I think if you have my number, just DM me.
I will. I'll DM you.
All right. Perfect. Okay. Much
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye. Okay, thank you guys. I'll see you again. Thank you for joining. I think it's been a successful live. So yeah, I absolutely love the topics. It was such a great conversation. Yeah, 100%. I really, really enjoyed. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for making this live success. More to come. So I can't wait to start recording the podcast in January. Thank you, Kimfire. Thank you, JPs, for always being there for me. Really appreciate. Much love and have a good day. Bye.